This clip is sponsored by Med Travelers. If you're an SLP interested in travel therapy, visit medtravelers.com to get started.
Thinking about the pros and cons of doing teletherapy, it sounds like, for you personally, maybe one of the pros is having a really great support person. The cons is that if you don't, and also that you just, so much of it is out of your hands.
Right.
That person, how they do things, if it's different than you, it can be challenging.
And there are so many pros and cons, and that one, it could fall in either category.
Yeah.
You're completely right. But when I think about the pros, the first one immediately being flexibility. As you know, and a lot of people know, my dad was super sick over the last few years, and being a teletherapist allowed me to work for California and leave my home in Colorado to be with my dad in New Jersey through the end of his cancer battle and after his death. So I did not have to take off work. I did not need a leave of absence. I was able to continue my job and function as well as I could function, but as a therapist, from the comfort of my parents' home, helping him in the morning and at night, and being able to do my job in the middle. And that was a blessing that I will count 1,000,000 times over for the rest of my life. Had I had any other type of job, I would have had to leave it because there was no question I was going to go home, regardless of what my work situation was. So that was huge. Another one, you don't have to commute. When gas prices went crazy and everyone was complaining, I'm like, I think I filled my gas tank once in the last 2 months. And that was nice. I know some people do enjoy a commute. I know now that I'm back at the hospital 2 days a week, I kind of do like listening to podcasts or listening to music or singing or doing something to pass the time. But to be able to sleep in, get your 8 hours, have a morning routine. I walk my dog every morning before work. I get to make a nice breakfast. I'm not grabbing a protein bar or making a shake that spills all over my outfit on my way to work. Like I said, if there's a student absent or there's an assembly or something's going on, I can be like, all right, let me throw the laundry in and do some billing while that happens. And also just getting to really know your school better. The teachers are more involved because I do a lot of check-ins with them. The para is really involved, and she's built such good rapport with my students. It now seems to be a fun place to go instead of for my older kids, speech. It's I get to play a computer game while I do speech. I get to do something that's exciting for me as a modern age child who loves technology. I also just think there's a lot of online materials out there that you can rack up for free. When I worked in schools, I was buying materials all the time and spending a ton of money. And sure, you can spend money on online materials as well, but the world is our oyster when it comes to what is out there. If you have a little time to look at Boom Cards or Teachers Pay Teachers or Ultimate SLP or all these programs that I love, there's so many free options or low-cost options that allow you to provide awesome therapy that's fun and engaging. I'm sure there are more pros, but those are what came to my mind. And for the cons, there are some days where I go crazy not having face-to-face human interaction with someone, especially because my partner is someone who right now he's on a 5-week job in Montana. So unless I have plans like coming to this podcast or seeing my friends or taking a yoga class, there could be days where I see no other human face-to-face. And the screen is different. I know that can be a con for many, especially with the masks and the screen. There was a lot that took away from that human experience, but that is a killer for me some days. I also feel drained being in front of the computer all day long. I do miss the camaraderie of being with a team. Yes, we talk a lot over email. Yes, we have Teams meetings or Zoom meetings, and I get to see their faces, but it's not the same as good morning, how are you guys? Cheers to a good day. Let's drink our coffees and plan together. And so I miss out on that for sure. I have always thought individual therapy is the gold standard, and I still do that in teletherapy. I know people do groups. I am not one of those people. I find that to be a little trickier, especially when my school offers one computer. So what are the kids going to do? Share a computer? No. Share headphones?
Not well.
No. Yeah.
It's not going to go well. No.
So for people who like groups or who have massive caseloads, I've been very lucky with having kind of set caseloads that don't go past the legal limit, so they're manageable. That's a relative term, but manageable for me. But yeah, not being able to group kids and kind of see them interact with others is a con. And yeah, the eye fatigue. My eye doctor is so mad at me for picking this up another year. He was like, your eyes are getting worse every year. And so now I have blue light glasses, and hopefully that will help the problem. But those are my cons. I really think it is more pro than con, but the lack of human engagement, team engagement, and face-to-face engagement do weigh heavily on me after some time, for sure. And if we're saying the para thing, I am a typical type A SLP. I would much rather, I case manage all my students. That's how it works right now. I'm the SLP for all of the speech-only kids at my school. The kids in our autism programs are with the on-site SLP. We just felt that was a better fit for our population. Which means I'm sending out all the meeting notices, scheduling all the IEPs, getting all the assessment plans signed, and that's going through the paraprofessional. So it's me emailing it to her, telling her what to write on the envelope, telling her where to deliver it, telling her when to pick it up, telling her how to make a copy and scan it. And I'm like, oh, I could do this so much faster. So I know the efficiency is not the same. But if I go back to pros, like right now, my school day is technically not over, but I'm done, the actual school hours are. And so tonight I can go home and do my billing from the comfort of my couch, watching last night's episode of The Bachelorette, and just enjoying being able to split up my day a little bit more. I am so on for those 6 hours of the school day, but the other 2 hours I have kind of, if I don't have an IEP planned, to get my paperwork done later and in a comfortable setting or in my pajamas, and that's really nice for me. I like being able to have a little bit of time to go for a walk in between. And yeah, I'll always hit my hours, but it's nice to not have to have them back to back all the time.